Good morning! We are back with a DIY. Now, if you watched my previous video that I posted about my Dollar Tree haul for mid-century modern supplies, you will see that I got some stuff, some fun stuff, and we're going to use some of that stuff in today's video to make a mid-century modern bar tray. Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, subscribe to my channel, turn on that little notifications bell so you're notified whenever I post a new video, and give this video a big thumbs up. All right, let's get started. So here are the supplies that we're going to use in today's video. If you recall that wallpaper that I got from the Dollar Tree in that really pretty white and gold print, I'm going to use at least one sheet of that. Also, this tray right here, I found it at a local thrift store. It was like $3. It's super mid-century. It's a metal tray with like a faux wood liner on the inside. I'm gonna actually convert this tray, but any kind of wooden or metal tray you could use, or even a plastic tray for that matter. All right, I did pick up a sanding block. It's a 220 grit sanding block. I actually picked it up for a different project and I didn't use it for that project. So I'm gonna try it on this project. And then I also have the Minwax polyacrylic crystal clear top coat. And it is in clear satin. And I just had this on hand, but I will list this in the description below because you can get it off of Amazon if you want it. This is awesome stuff to have because you can use it on a lot of different surfaces and it just seals your surface so that if you're using items that might be wet with condensation, like a glass with ice or something, you don't have to worry about it ruining whatever you're making. So I did get some of that, just a small little chip brush. Also, I have some wood glue, which is the original super glue wood glue, and a razor blade, and then 2 packets of these craft stick popsicle sticks from the Dollar Tree. All right, so I think that's all I'm gonna need. Maybe you're also gonna need like some scissors or a saw as well, which I'm actually gonna use one of our power tool saws, but use your discretion at what you need to actually finish the project. All right, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I am gonna do is I'm gonna take my popsicle sticks from the Dollar Tree. I'm gonna keep this little band on them because it keeps them together, and I'm gonna kind of pat them down on a flat surface so that I know that they're, you know, nice and level with each other. And I'm gonna measure them out and cut them. So I don't want these rounded edges, so I'm actually gonna use our circular saw and just cut off the edges, but I want to have the exact same size for each one. So I'm just gonna measure out 3.5 inches so that I have 3.5 inch pieces, and I'm just using a little Sharpie and a tape measure here. So I am prepping these popsicle sticks to cut them with our circular saw. What I did was I used some painter's tape and I measured where I wanted to cut the ends off, and then I just put a couple strips of painter's tape to wrap around the popsicle sticks to hold them together. Because what will happen is if you're just trying to cut them with the band, the popsicle sticks are just going to fly everywhere and you're not going to get a nice clean cut. My popsicle sticks are all sanded, and I'm gonna set them aside for right now, and I'm gonna work on my actual tray here with my wallpaper background that I have. Now what my plan is I'm going to put wallpaper on this side of the tray and this side of the tray, and have the wood popsicle sticks kind of in a chevron pattern down the center. I'm gonna put the paper upside down with the bottom side facing up, and I'm going to sit my tray on top of it, and I'm going to trace around the outside edge just so I have kind of a basic shape of what I want to cut out. And I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. So I pulled the end off, and I'm going to kind of stick it in place on this side. Now remember, the center doesn't have to be perfect because you're probably going to be covering most of the center up with your popsicle sticks. using one of my popsicle sticks to smooth out the paper and push the paper right up to the seam where I'm going to go ahead and score with my razor blade. So it's actually good to keep one popsicle stick with a rounded edge because the rounded edges work really good on a rounded edged. So I went around the edge with the razor blade and now I am just peeling off the paper so I have a nice clean finish. Next, what I did was I measured out the very center of my tray and I drew a line straight up and down, if you can see it here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna line the inside corner here of my popsicle sticks in like the chevron pattern to line up right with that center line. And I'm gonna go ahead and start gluing all of those pieces down. Down to where I can't fit a full-size stick anymore. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use another stick as a guide. I'm gonna put it where it would fit, and then I'm just gonna make a little mark on the stick. And then I have some little clips right here. I think they're wire clips, but they're gonna work fine for these. And then I'm just gonna clip my stick and double check that it will fit. And I'm gonna go ahead and glue that. Well, I have my popsicle sticks all glued in and they look really great. The only thing is I have all these little spaces where you can see the olds underneath of the tray. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the rest of my popsicle sticks to kind of create a border that's gonna go all around the edge of this wooden area of my tray, just like that. I'm going to just glue those in and it will separate the paper area from the wood area. So this will almost act as like a hot plate too. So if you had, you know, like a small dish of like hot cheese spread or something, you could put it on this little wooden area and it wouldn't melt the paper or anything. So just another idea. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and glue those popsicle sticks in right now. So I'm all finished with my little wooden border around my little chevron print here. And now it's time to take my polyacrylic clear coat and I'm gonna do a clear coat on the whole inside of the tray. The paper, the wood, everything, just to give it a nice coat so that way if I put like a cup or something on it, it's not gonna hurt it. Well, my tray is dry and it turned out so nice. I love it. It's super practical. It's a nice mix between old and new. Love that geometric gold and white print from the wallpaper that we got from Dollar Tree. And I love that chevron popsicle stick feature that we did in the middle that kind of acts as a hot tray or a hot plate. It's perfect for if you're just serving up appetizers or a charcuterie board. And yeah, how cute did that come out? And that really cute metal rim from the tray that I found. So my suggestion is hit up your Goodwills, hit up your local thrift stores. You can find stuff for really cheap to flip to make it your own style, and that's what I'm loving doing lately. We have so many awesome thrift stores down here in Florida that I actually have found a new love of vintage items, and a lot of vintage items I'm keeping original, but some I change up, just like this tray right here. Anyhow, make sure you guys go check out my Etsy shop as well. I will put a link in the description below so you can see some of the items that I have in my Etsy shop. And be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and stick around for the next video. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Take care.